Second is a black female, late 50s,
Is that
grade 12.
Maplewood?
Is there a squad looking back?
Let's call it Maplewood there.
That template is not on file.
Let's check out that Maplewood call. Just as long as we're headed that way.
Rice and Larpenter.
Might be.
Ah,
Copy.
Are you gonna do your which particulars? Well, welcome back to Live on Patrol, Thursday afternoon at 3:34. I did hear earlier today that the white Escalade was recovered, Pat.
it was.
Was it right here at Johnson in Maryland, or where was the location?
No, that was a separate deal.
That was a white SUV here too, huh?
Yeah, this one was a white Jeep Patriot. Had a guy with multiple felony warrants in it. He was a predatory sex offender violation wanted, and he ran from the officers on foot, was caught, and immediately claimed he swallowed a bunch of oxy. I believe the Escalade was recovered in a pursuit from Washington County overnight.
Oh, that was the one.
Copy, 2996.
Sure, I was listening to that. That's-
Yeah, I saw Alex had been monitoring it too.
yeah.
Had stolen plates on it. The owner who we were communicating with that
Yep.
one night last week
Yep.
got a hold of me to let me know it had been recovered, and he didn't have a whole lot of details yet.
Yeah, I heard the chase that came in, and then the driver bailed down on Fremont, 1000 block of Fremont and 4th, down there, and then ran through the alleys, and the helicopter was watching him. And then he ran back to his car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he ran back to his car, and he got in the car. I'm trying to think of where. Then the helicopter kept following him.
Awesome.
Trying to think of where it ended. I got it in my phone or somewhere.
Copy.
That's a very low level suspicious activity out there now.
Oh, I know what happened. The driver that parked up on top of Swede Hollow there, up on the Murray Street,
Oh, yeah.
then ran down the steps into Swede Hollow, thinking he was safe there. And the helicopter with the infrared was able to see him on all the paths he was. Cops, the St. Paul officers drove in from the south end there. He was hiding behind a tree. They said, okay. The helicopter said, okay, he's right outside your door to the left. He's walking up the hill. I caught him. It was great,
I love it.
Great work. I didn't
God, I
know.
love that
I didn't
helicopter.
know that was the Escalade, but that's.
I'm not positive, but I believe
Well,
it.
that was the only Washington County chase coming in.
210 North
And it had stolen plates on it, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, great work. Washington County State Patrol,
237.
St. Paul Police Department. It always is a team effort.
Yeah, that's
Ultimately.
what it's all about.
Copy 6-4, shade clear.
They caught the subway shooter in New York. That's good. What a terrifying experience for those subway riders.
Horrible.
I heard that the subway has about half the ridership as it used to. partly pandemic, partly crime. There was the former president of the New York Transit System was on television. She was a very intelligent speaker. I learned a lot about the subway. They put a lot of new cameras in. All the subway stations have cameras, and they said that the cameras weren't working in the area where this happened, but she said it's probably more likely not the cameras, it's the feed to the internet, and all the connectivity.
And that, of course, has made the conspiracy theories abound.
Yeah. So, but
5283 and 5187 arriving.
I felt like the New York Transit was in capable hands listening to her speak.
Thank you, by the way, for all of the wonderful birthday messages, posts, calls I got yesterday. To set the record straight, there seems to be a lot of question. I am 68 years old plus 1 day. Thank you all for all your kind words. I had a really great day at work and after work.
Well, we enjoyed celebrating. We had a little short celebration at the office with Pat. Actually, John's Pizza. We took him to John's Pizza for a little lunch bite. And we love the people at John's Pizza. We appreciate them over there. They always do a great job of quick service. And
very, very nice people.
Highly recommend their pizza, but also they got pasta, they got salads.
Calzones, burgers.
Yeah.
Great spot.
Great location, too.
Copy.
So, Pat, you did some firearms qualification today.
I did. Firearms and defensive tactics.
Defensive tactics. And I heard that part of the defensive tactics was they dressed up 2 people in backseater uniforms coming after you. And a little birdie told me from the training unit that you finished number 1 in the shooting competition.
I did pretty well. I must say. These aging eyes are still pretty sharp.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Congratulations.
I guess the chat is on the other page.
Oh. Well,
Let me make sure.
Well, it probably is.
It might have already caught up with it.
It might not, yeah.
We have a call pending, not sure if it's in relation, but wanted to advise of 417 Toronto. There
Yes,
is a
it
detached
is.
garage door that's slightly ajar.
Copy that.
1541.
Tonight, is that related to the call I'm on? Sorry.
I don't think so, but wanted to advise.
Arnie, I graduated in 1972.
Probation 958. Probation 958. 2267. Clear 757 rolls.
2267.
Could you that vehicle George Sam Boy 344 the call?
Copy.
And as you can tell in Minnesota, even though we have had the home opener, it is snowing again.
Yes, it is.
694 and 51 for a Hustle Road Rage incident. Cars on 2 vehicles speeding and crashed into each other. One of the dark, smaller SUV, place similar to 691 Echo Delta X-ray. Second was an older teal Subaru. Let's get a southbound on Snelling at 1542.
Once again, Pat and I want to recognize that it's National Dispatcher, and actually not called Dispatcher. We call them dispatchers. Telecommunications
Right.
Recognition Week, and
For both the dispatchers and the call takers.
call takers, dispatchers, police, fire dispatchers.
They do such an amazing job.
Data dispatchers, thank you for keeping us safe.
629
And for not buckling under the stress of the calls that you handle. Because
629, the black SUV is described as a black Mercedes. And when it left here, it went on pallet
629.
away from the address. I think that is west down on West
Can you log me out?
Elder.
Copy 1543.
Shots fired.
Okay. Shots fired with a black SUV.
Black Mercedes SUV.
Oh my goodness. What was the address down there?
Daly and Palace.
274 Tango.
274 Tango.
GOA with 275. We can take another pending.
Thank you for all those that helped catch Justin Boyd. As you know, yesterday we were successful in that apprehension,
274 Tango.
as well as recovering a stolen
Copy, we do
vehicle.
have a
Absolutely.
And,
and it's also to recover
appreciate-
stolen plate.
Appreciate all your help.
Copy and route.
We're going up here to
24.
a call on the border of St. Paul, Roseville, and Maplewood. Maplewood has actually been dispatched to the call at Rice and Larpenter, but like I said, it's. And by the way, thank you for those that commented that you thought the map was helpful,
Bravo 272.
understanding where the cities are.
Yeah, it's good to have a.
But we're going up to the corner here. Rice splits between Maplewood and Roseville, and at Larpenter is the border.
Bravo 274 Tango.
Looks like it may have been cleared.
Probably has been.
274 Tango.
I can actually divert you and have a squad to assist to higher ground 435 North Data Place to assist medics on a belligerent patient in apartment 109.
Copy and route.
And 275, I copy your ground as well.
We can go.
Yeah,
Copy.
looks like they
275, you can be
cleared
clear
it.
if you'd like.
526
The caller had seen video of some suspects who stole his wallet yesterday,
Cancel the district.
and then he actually saw them
Myself and
up here near the corner.
Copy 274 Tango, 275, you're clear.
Copy, no BWC. We can be back in route to the Separado.
Thank you.
Copy 15%.
Yeah, it's too bad for a lot of people we weren't live on patrol on Wednesday.
No kidding.
That would have been a live on patrol to remember.
That was,
Quite the day.
yes, it was.
Quite the day. But that's Pat's fault because Pat said he wanted to get off early for his birthday.
I know better. I know better than to say such things.
Look at the beauty of snow.
The wind is really blowing.
You can start towards the Evergreen Drive on assist fire for a tree down on a wire. I don't know if the power is out and it will be a pull to pull.
I don't know why they had to cancel my son's lacrosse game.
Why they must not be making those lacrosse players as tough anymore.
Oh, for crying out loud. It's a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind, but
2360.
that would have been fun to play in.
Heck yeah.
Go for 60.
Just advising we have a call pending for an assist to medics. 5547 Fenway Court will be an 81-year-old male on a fall.
We are at Larpenter and Dale.
47.
We've We've got Roseville to our right and St. Paul to the left.
You know, our son Bobby drives now.
Right.
5283.
And you like to make your kids participate in the economics of a family, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has worked, you know, a couple different places. And sports makes it hard in today's world.
5283, took these shells after 5995 Highway 36.
But he doesn't like gas prices.
Female in custody in a 53.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. And it's a good way to get a child thinking about economics and math. You know, in terms of how many miles can you go on how much gas, what's the cost. I just saw that gas thing. The prices here in the Twin Cities aren't terrible compared to
Oh, there's places a lot worse.
places a lot worse. But nothing to get a 16-year-old kid with a set allowance to think more about than rising gas prices.
Yep. Teaches you to make those dollars stretch as far as you can.
Yeah.
Ah, Melissa, that's nice of you. She said, that's not snow. That's confetti for my birthday.
Oh, I like it. I like it. That's a good one.
Degrees in Mesa, Arizona. That actually sounds
Nice.
pretty nice.
I'm going to get out of the potholes and go over here in the next lane over. Holy man.
Yeah, no kidding.
So one thing we don't talk a lot about is, you mentioned the guy that said he ingested drugs.
Yes.
So in the justice system, when someone is arrested, their care is our responsibility.
Correct.
There's no secret about that, is that we have nurses at the jail and the prisons, but sometimes we need a higher level of service. So
Copy.
every time someone with swallowed drugs or some type of injury, or they're involved in a crash, that they're arrested, comes to the jail, if we take them to the hospital, we are responsible to watch them. And so our hospital security unit has been really taxed to the fullest, with the large number of arrests, but also the large number of people arrested that need medical care. And so we're constantly watching people at the hospital, and you really, because they're in different wings and different units, you have to almost have one on each prisoner.
Yep.
So the shooting that took place here, where Mr. Ford was shot and killed, the suspect in this was seriously shot too. So he's still in the hospital, suffering some critical injuries that require constant care. And so we have to have a deputy assigned to that individual at the hospital, one-on-one supervision on a regular basis.
664.
And this is 444 West Maryland.
If you lock me out, I'm having computer issues.
I got the plate of the Audi.
No.
Wasn't sure.
Got it.
So, anyhow, I just want to mention that it's a complex job in law enforcement. There's a wide variety of different
Probation
functions.
958.
Obviously, court security, we've talked about it. Jail detention.
45.
but the security at the hospitals when prisoners are in the hospital. And historically, that has been one of the most problematic places
Clear.
for problems to start, is when a suspect at a hospital who's secured but not like they are in a jail,
A lot of hazards attached to it.
attempts to get away and overcome a deputy or someone else. So it's a difficult job. We used to have a lock security unit. I mean, this is what's the problem is. Cost drives everything. And we used to have a locked security unit where the doctors would come inside a locked security unit. We still have a very small space, short-term locked area, but for the most part, you know, the hospital is not nearly as secure as a jail. Having said that, for a suspect to try to figure out how to get out of the jail without being apprehended is a whole other thing, because those jails are like mazes.
Right.
The hospitals, I mean.
Yeah.
The hospital's like a maze. We'd prefer to have our own hospital right inside the jail, but that's an expensive way to do business. When we do these afternoon broadcasts, sometimes we get people that don't normally watch because they're not normal nighttime backseaters, and so once in a while we get unkind comments.
Not really too many though. It's really
Squad 239.
Are you looking for one there or what?
yeah.
The number's small. Hey, and if you haven't shared this, because it is a pop-up version, if you wouldn't mind just hitting that share button. 3:55 on Thursday.
Not especially cold. It's 31 degrees, but with this wind, it's kind of bites into you, gets in your bones.
Code 249.
I think they're on the phone. Can I help you?
Friend, we just got an update from an anonymous caller saying they witnessed the shooter go into a seafoam shade of green house on Palace, unknown exact address. He's a black male under 6 foot tall.
Alright, we'll figure it out. Thank you.
Well, 5056.
239, there's a phone number and I can give that person a call.
Confirm it's in the call, unless you want it on 4.
Yeah, I'll go to the phone.
Good. Copy.
I suppose you're thinking a front plate would ruin the front of that car, huh? That's the dilemma, isn't it? On those nice SRT. Yeah, I know you got it. You know, they make something that mounts in there. It don't look very pretty. I don't know.
I've had it for 7 years. I've never got pulled over. It's the only
There's
ticket
squad
I've
that
ever
comes
got.
here for injury.
What's the only ticket? Yeah, I know. I don't know.
You could have no tickets.
You know? Well, I know there is no place on the front of that car to put it. I know that's a problem. What year is that?
09.
09, yeah. Well, I'm going to work on that problem for you.
156,000 miles.
I'm going to work on the problem. Somebody needs to design a bracket. I might make a lot of money on that Charger bracket.
Are you you're not the top sheriff here, are you?
Well, some say that, yes.
You gave me a box of Cracker Jacks on 7th Street, at that bar over there on 7th Street,
All right.
out the back of your truck about a year ago.
Very good. Very. Thanks for remembering.
Yeah.
Looks like you're doing good.
I work, I'm a rookie.
Good for you. All right. You have a good day. What's your first name?
Appreciate you. I'm
Juan L. Nice to meet you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. So those are the kinds of conversations that make my day.
Yeah. That is kind of what the job's all about.
Yeah, Juan L. remembers us giving him a box of Cracker Jacks. Remember those Cracker Jacks the guy donated one time? And that was nice. I do sympathize with some of the cars that are made for no front plate. You know, there's a lot of them, right?
Yeah, there are. Especially the sportier cars.
Sportier cars, they don't have a bracket on the front. And I don't know how they're supposed to put those on there. He did have the plate right in his hand there. But I see a lot of expensive cars with no front plate. European,
Yep.
Bentleys, Mercedes, that all those European cars. What are you looking for there, Pat?
Oh, just waiting.
Manufacturers should be required to have a front plate, but a lot of states don't require a front plate.
No.
We're glad they do,
Mm-hmm.
because we use them to track down people on a regular basis. Check out these flags here, folks. See these flags blowing in the wind there?
Think we got a little bit of wind going on here?
What the heck?
There's a spot that can serve for domestic at 2152 West 7th Highway Motel. Outside in the parking lot, there's a tenant that's being beaten up by her daughter. Her daughter almost ran her over.
That's not very nice.
Well, 2552 Highway Motel. When Pat and I were young cops, a lot of prostitutes and their pimps used to hang there. Do you remember
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Well, that was back when we had a lot of street prostitutes. Now it's evolved into a internet business.
Probation 958.
Yeah, it really has.
The Highway Motel on West 7th Street.
Disorderly at Capital City Plaza. We're
Clear,
about an hour and a half time delay
1345
for
Minnehaha.
loitering. Did you want to click the car?
1501.
1501.
Hey, Mickey, you want to be alive on patrol?
172 Dangle, your stuff.
Hang on.
Right now?
We're live right now. You need me to go off live or what?
No, not at all. I was just giving you a call, seeing how you was doing, man. You know, checking in with you, buddy, making sure, asking if you needed any of my assistance and whatnot.
Well, I always need your assistance. Can you come over and shovel my driveway? Just kidding. It ain't snowed that much yet, right? Did we lose you? Look at this little powder.
Yeah, I must have got disconnected somehow. What's
yeah.
going on, Bob?
Well, we're just driving around looking at the little popcorn snow. See how little those little bulbs are? It's like styrofoam.
I know. I just came out myself. I just left from the Truth Center and came out. And actually, I was headed over to the East Side Truth Center to check on them guys over there.
Yeah, we appreciate all the work that you do. We out there on the street.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, likewise. I had a meeting downtown at Juvenile Detention Center, so we're trying to get a presence down inside of the the center. So while them kids are in some of their vulnerable stages of, being locked up, depressed, and just being in there, I want to be able to sit down and talk to them and offer them some resources and stuff, once they leave to, get them on to a good path. And,
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's a critical piece, getting some counseling and programming into the juvenile center there. I know Melvin Carter Jr. goes in there, but the more you can contact with those kids, Mick, the better. So thanks for doing that.
Yes. Yeah, when crazy, give them a helping hand, man. I know what they're going through because I was a kid before, man, and you already know, Bob, you helped save my life, man. So I went through it, and I know exactly what they're missing and what they need. So that's my job, and my organization's job is to try to make sure that we can be there and get those kids, some helping hands.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's a great place to start right there. I know you're doing a lot of other stuff, but the ones that are in JDC, they got the greatest need.
Yeah, for sure. How you guys doing out there? You all right?
Good. Pat's with me.
Doing good. How are you, Mickey?
That's all, Pat. What's up, Pat? You just ain't gonna hang them shoes up for nothing. You and Bob, y'all gonna ride till the wheels fall off, huh?
Well, he's the oldest deputy we got now. He's the oldest one at the sheriff's office.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Well,
I bet he's the fastest though. I still got a little speed on him.
I think you were there that day. Butchie Moore ran away from me and got away running backwards, taunting me.
I bet he could not run that walkie-talkie though. That's for sure.
You got that right.
Hey, do you see Scotty Howe at all?
Sometimes,
is he still coaching?
I run into him.
Is he coaching over there in Minneapolis?
So. I thought he's not at Central no more.
I don't know where he's at. I saw him on TV talking. Yeah, I think maybe he's still at Central. Those are some good memories for me when you and I and him back in those days. But I always respected all the work that he did. So
Scotty's a good guy.
Yeah, Scott definitely is a good dude, man. Every time I see him, we always reminisce a little bit. Definitely. Yeah. He's a good dude out here. Man, Bob, with there's guys out here, that are really, looking for that change, man, and really, need that change. They need that help. They need that chance. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, I agree, and I'm going to help those guys get over that hump. So, I'm working on that with you. So, without saying more, that's a critical piece. And if we can help, you gotta convince them to come to take a look, but we'll help them. So, thank you.
Yeah, more than you guys know, man. It's it's a lot of guys out here that's starting to understand that we made mistakes. The streets was a mistake that we made. It looked at fun. It looked at like the thing to do when we were kids, and it looked at just the place to go and hang out, but now all of us are, a lot of older, a lot got kids, a lot want to be there for their families, but they've made mistakes and they don't know how to atone for those mistakes. And a lot of times they don't have a chance to atone for those mistakes because, your past always is sitting back there with somebody, able to bring it up and use it against you, and if it's the right people, they can use it against you to, keep you from advancing in life, period.
Right.
So I thank you for definitely not, you too, Pat, man, for, you always there since forever. And y'all chased some of us, and now y'all help employ some of us, man. So, I definitely got to say thank you so much for, not just keeping our past, as our present, but definitely helping us to, make those changes that we knew that we had inside of us. And only you guys gave us the chance to do that. So, definitely appreciate it, man.
Well, that's the thing about life. You got to look into people's hearts. Look into their hearts because it might be a little different than what you've been looking at. So,
seek out the good in people.
Yeah.
And Lemon to say that's that psychology of mind. You have to understand psychology of mind. That's what.
So that's a shout out to Eddie Lemon. Is that what you're telling me, right? Shout out to your buddy Eddie Lemon.
Yeah.
He might be listening. He might be listening.
Ed was the first. I didn't know. I'm sure he wasn't the first, but I didn't know anything about community policing, or to me, when I was young back then, it was the cops and the bad guys, and there was no in between or whatever. And when I used to see Ed Lemon, he was just the coolest, laid back cop that was willing to sit and talk with the brothers that standing on the corners and different stuff. And it was just a surprise to me. And it's like, but it worked. And that's what I think when, we messed up on the wording with talking about defunding the police and stuff like that. It was just the wrong wording used. It should have been a different word used to just express how important that police community and police and community policing should be.
Right.
That's what we need. We need to learn how to work together, with each other. And you guys are good at doing that, man. With not just jumping out on guys to harass them all the time, but you know a lot of times some guys is out there doing maybe some things they shouldn't have been doing, but you jumped out and you had rapport with them and you gave them some chances, man, and that helped a lot of these, a lot of us I know learn lessons and go on to different stages of our lives.
Thanks for saying that, and that's what policing has to continue to do. And sometimes policing gets a little distant from the community in terms of the backgrounds of police versus the backgrounds of kids in the community. We got to try to figure out how to close that gap. So we'll keep working on it.
Well, you got my support, buddy. You already know that. So I know you guys out there working. I won't keep you and whatnot, but man, thank you so much again. And I'm nothing but a phone call away by me and all my team. And if you guys need us, you already know. Give us a call. We'll be right there, man. No matter what time of day it is or whatever.
Thanks, and thanks for doing that work in the Juvenile Detention Center. That really puts a smile on my face. Thanks, Mickey.
Appreciate you. Hey, Pat, man, you get in that gym, man, tomorrow morning, man, and keep them legs good.
All right, Mickey. You take care.
All right, see y'all later.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you. Well, that was fun, huh?
Yeah.
I got to give Ed Lemon a call, and I got his number, and let him know Mickey was giving him a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Former commander at the St. Paul Police Department, and he was kind of what do you call a pioneer in psychology of the mind and working with kids on the street and trying to help them understand.
He did set a bar for people to follow. He really did. And his son is following in the same footsteps.
Right. Chaz works here.
Chaz knows how to talk to people, and
Ed's retired to Florida now.
That's where he originally came from, Fort Lauderdale Police Department.
Yeah. I think he's on the West Coast now. Not sure.
Okay.
Look at the snow.
This is what it did on my birthday 5 years ago, only more. It was a full-blown blizzard.
When I was a young kid going to church on Easter Sunday over at Our Redeemer Lutheran over there on Larpenteur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they built a new part. The old part was, you can still have, but they built a new part with a skylight there. And it seemed like every Easter there was blue sky out there. I don't know what it was about Easter. I mean, it wasn't every Easter.
Right.
But whenever it was just sparkly blue sky, you thought, that's God shining down on us. Of course, Police Chief Schaller was in the back of the church. They put Police Chief. Dick Schaller. Great guy. His son still watches live on patrol.
Okay.
Funny story. So the other night, I don't know if you heard this, there was a call. I was getting off the freeway. I was heading down to check on the guys at Billy's Saturday night. We weren't live on patrol. Coming back from the street racer detail. The call comes out. 925 Dayton. The wife is upstairs and she said there was somebody trying to break into their house. 925 Dayton. And her husband went down to confront the guy breaking in.
Right.
He's pounding like a son of a gun. They said they're trying to break in. So I happened to be getting off the freeway right up here at Lexington. We did pass Hamlin. So I'm like, what, quarter mile away.
Right.
So I figure I better roll by. So I roll by 925 Dayton, and I'm going to drive by it. And as I roll up on it, well, first of all, they keep talking to the caller, and the caller says, my husband went down, but now I can't hear him, and I'm yelling to him, and I don't know where he is. Okay. Which heightens the level of alertness.
Absolutely.
274 Tango.
So
274 Tango.
I roll up, and as I roll up, I got my windows down, and I hear yelling going on in this backyard. And the homeowner is yelling at the suspect. And you're never 100% certain what he's yelling, but some of it was, stay on the ground, stay on the ground. So that's a good sign that the homeowner's got the suspect on the ground.
Right.
Right. And of course, if you know the streets, you know that Lexington is 1100, subtract 60 here, so we're at 1040. Chatsworth is going to be 980, and then the corner of Milton is going to be 920. So, I went the wrong way, didn't I? Sorry. 1 block south of Marshall instead of 1 block north. But this will be good because this is the way I was coming. Almost like I planned it that way.
I was certain you did.
So, this is pretty late at night.
Probation.
There's a punchline to this story when I get here.
Okay.
So,
Clear right.
Clear 546 Hazel Street North.
so here's the house right here on the corner, the blue house.
Okay.
And you can't see much right there, but as I pull up, I can hear the homeowner yelling at the guy laying on the ground. Stay down on the ground, stay down on the ground. So I ran in, there's a gate right there. You can see the little gate.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran over in the gate and I did my own yelling about staying on the ground, okay? It was pretty much a good refrain. Turned out it was a drunk college student who began this refrain of, this is funnier than hell because he said, I swear to God, that's my roommate's house. And it's 1025 Concordia. That's my roommate's house.
You missed it by a little bit.
I said, no, it's 925, but it's not Concordia. No, I swear to God. He was 100% certain, way too much alcohol in him. Okay.
Copy with 5251.
Wait, of course the St. Paul squad's arrived because, nobody knows it's a drunk college student. And it scares to death when a drunk is trying to break into your door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky,
Yeah,
somehow the
could've ended
homeowner
much
got him
worse.
on the ground. And the homeowner was in a dead sleep. This was pretty late. He was in his sleeping attire, which I'm not going to say what that was. Same as mine. So, anyhow, kept yelling, I swear it's my roommate's house. So obviously it wasn't. St. Paul police arrived and took him into custody and got him to his proper place. Next morning, I receive a call from one of our sheriff's employees. Were you over on Dayton? Yeah. Well, that's my son's roommate. True story. So that's all small world. And by the way, it was a roommate of one of our highly ranked sheriff's deputies.
That's funny.
But it's a small world. You just never know how small the world is going to be. So, moral of the story is too much alcohol is not a good thing.
Nope.
Right.
makes you do foolish things.
I know this is going to sound strange, but as long as we're in this area, Pat and I were, like I said, young officers, and in 1982, 83, of course, those small computers, desktop computers were created.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back to the police department in 1984 from serving on the city council, I made this proposal to the police department to start actually computerizing information so that we could sort and search it. Now, it's hard to imagine 38 years ago this technology didn't exist.
I know.
But we would get these shooting incidents where there was a blue car seen, and there was no way to search for blue cars.
Look for other incidents involving blue cars and shots fired.
Right. And so whether it was tickets or FI cards or reports, and so there was a program that was starting up called DBase database. It's just called DBase. And it was a simple, I still have the original software. And I remember in this neighborhood down here off of Hague, Milton, Portland, Ashland, we had a shooting.
063.
And we're looking for a blue car. In fact, they thought it was a blue Chevy. And we had no way really to search for it. But we started building these databases. It didn't take long until the same cars were showing up, and the database was extremely helpful.
Oh, yeah.
But this was before the department invested in Oracle and a wide-ranging search. But this is back in '84. But I just want young people to know that when we were first police officers, we did a lot of police work without computers.
Yeah, you counted on stuff you jotted down in your ledger or your notebooks.
Yep, and you kept track, and you carried mugshots.
Oh boy, did we ever!
Yeah, it's a different world. It's not necessarily better or worse. Each has positives and negatives, but it definitely has changed. The technology has changed. We didn't have MDTs on our squads in the beginning either. That was a 80s edition.
And they were big.
Yeah.
Copy, did you need a second?
6310.
Copy.
But remember, we had a number of shootings around the school here.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And
6410.
Go ahead.
Copy.
It was right at this corner, I believe, where there was an artist who was shot in a shootout between a couple of gangs.
Yep. Well, we spend a lot of time up here. Trying to keep people safe. We don't get many shootings at this end of Selby any longer.
No, we really don't.
Which is great. Cardi Park, maybe. Golden Time Coffee Cafe, right off here to our right. Used to be on the north side, but now they got an ice cream eatery, Scoops, on the north side.
Oh, I didn't know they had switched over.
Yeah. Well, they have the Jazz Fest back here every year.
Oh, I know. That's such a great event.
Some great food, man. great food. Well, I got the radios up over here. You got your.
I got mine up.
Not a lot going on. We're on Selby Avenue, eastbound from Victoria. The cathedral off in the
Probation
distance.
958.
Go ahead.
698 Euclid Street.
That's better for your number. Go ahead. 6824.
179 Tango, can I just give the case number over the air?
179 Tango CN 063196.
Zero 631926.
063196.
Copy, thank you.
Check the area 320 Middle Wood Lane for
The quiet of the snow-ridden streets.
Yes, indeed.
65 copy.
1625. $23.64.
274 Tango.
274 Tango. Current is going to be a phone call on
GOA will be 10.
I don't know what the homicide numbers are in Minneapolis, but it sure seems the news is reporting a lot of shootings over there, huh?
Yeah. It's been a lot. I think they've had about 20 murders already.
Really?
Yeah.
163 Tango on the scene. Copy.
Not good.
Well, if you were sitting in the front seat, you could see the cathedral on our left, First National Bank, and the Ecolab sign right in the middle. So backseaters, as next week the legislature will come back. They'll have 4 weeks left of their session. And we might call on your help to contact some senators and House of Representatives to help with some legislation in order to reduce crime, help kids stay on the right path. So just be prepared for
164 Tango.
and ask. Figure out who your senator and House members are in the meantime. What district you live in. You can go online and figure out, put your address in and figure out what House district if you don't know your House of Representatives and your senator.
It's not just a one or the other. It's not just enforcement. It's not just keeping kids out of trouble. Catching them early and giving them good diversion programs and assistance and counseling. It's a combination of everything.
Yeah. You can't divert them if you don't catch them. That's a problem.
Bottom line.
You gotta help them make the change.
If you don't provide consequences for bad behavior, you're enabling bad behavior. And it's failing our children when you do that.
The Cathedral of St. Paul.
A beautiful one.
Going to be quite the Easter service there.
Up ahead here, about to come into view, is our state capitol.
Most people are heading home. To your right there across the street, that's the beautiful Minnesota Historical Center. And the History Center is fantastic inside. It really is worth a field trip.
Oh, yeah.
3-3 Tango.
Most of it's free.
3 Tango.
We'll take the welfare check.
168 Tango, I have one in custody.
Copy 378 Tango. 378 Tango will be on XSG. Copy 371 Tango.
Down here at 7th and Kellogg, of course, on our left is the XL Energy Center. We are going to take a trip across the river
Squad
over to
371 Tango.
Parried Island, talk a little bit about the Mississippi River.
The city of St. Paul has
377.
more shoreline of the Mississippi River than any other state or any other city that is along the Mississippi.
Squad to assist on Nokomis on a welfare check.
And historically, most cities grew on transportation corridors where they could ship their goods
Thank you.
downriver. And over time, the railroads were built, and the railroads would become the alternative way to ship goods. So St. Paul had both, a bustling railroad and river.
371 Tango.
And someday after we're gone, there's going to be an amazing boardwalk on this Mississippi River, right?
That would be so good to see.
People have been talking about how to develop this riverfront for 40 years. In fact, right where we're at on the right here is where the jail used to be.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's built in 75 to 78. The Ramsey County Jail was right here on our right. That's where I worked originally back in the 90s before we built a new jail. The plan was to tear it down so they could develop more along the river. Haven't gotten to that point yet, though.
Not yet.
But our inmates in those days had beautiful window views of the river.
Yeah, they did.
Calming in a strange way.
1632.
On the left there is City Hall. See that tall beige building?
Copy.
Somebody asked, what's the population of St. Paul? I believe we're at about 318,000 now. I may be a couple thousand off either direction, but I believe that's correct.
A lot of shipping that still takes place. When I say shipping, barge shipping of grains and other products along the river.
There's still a lot of transportation of goods that happens with barges.
And they have steamboats and steamboat cruise boats that come upriver, pick people up here in St. Paul at the landing. You've seen us drive along the walkway at nighttime, I know, but I don't think we get down here much of the day.
I don't think we have.
Harriet Island, also home of the 1992 World Setting Record Ice Palace.
Which your dad had a hand in.
Not so much this one. He was down here, but I did help with secure. My dad did the 86 one at Phelan.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
But my friend Tom Keller was the master contractor here. And Tom passed away, as I mentioned, just recently. But spent a lot of nights down here, keeping it secure. You see the sign there, Harriet Island Regional Park. St. Paul Yacht Club is to the left. The Paddleford Company that you can rent. You can rent time on the Paddleford, Jonathan Paddleford. Historically, in St. Paul, the river will rise in the spring, and quite often the flood height is over where we're at. This can all be flooded every 3 to 5 years. But that's the Jonathan Paddleford right in front of us there,
Yes, it is.
with the cathedral off in the background. And you can rent the Jonathan Paddleford. I'm not sure the name of the next one, but you can rent that one too. What's that called? Ask this guy if he works here.
Yes, you know. How you doing? Good. You work here?
Yeah.
What's the name of this one here? The
We got Betsy Northrup out on the end, and then this is Anson Northrup. It's the Northrup sisters.
okay.
And then of course, Jonathan Halford.
Yep.
How soon you going out? I mean, when?
First event is next Friday, the 22nd.
22nd. What kind of group you got coming in?
That is a company called Herbalife. You familiar with them?
Yep,
They're
yep.
doing their big party. They got 230 people coming for a big convention.
That's awesome. And are you going upriver, downriver, a little of both?
They do up first because if it cocks out on them, they can ride the.
Smart.
That makes sense.
Don't they got big logs floating in the river still?
Plus, that's where all the beautiful stuff is. You know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
usually go up, right by the fort.
Yep.
They can see the Snelling.
They go to Snelling, Fort Snelling, huh?
That's usually where they turn around.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. So are these the three main ones? Paddleford, and
Yep. After 54 years in the company, they've simmered down to just these three.
how many
They
people?
used to have a Minneapolis campus, and they also had Stillwater. They had all three when they were booming.
Oh, they did. How many? How many
Tango.
can go on each? What's the maximum number?
Betsy's right around 300 or 250. We knocked it back for COVID a little bit.
Really? Okay.
So 250 a piece, so 500. Because these two have their own. You can either tie them together and have a big flotilla,
Really?
or you can have them individual.
That's smart.
Because Betsy is just a party barge, and then we got a towboat we hook up to it.
Oh, okay.
So it's there's the tow rig. Well, it must be out down at the end. You'll see down at the end the tow rig.
All right.
So they can take that tow rig off and pull the Anson home if it breaks or whatever they need to do.
Yeah. And
Very
you got.
cool.
I mean, it's going to be cold maybe Friday, but you got this. They're all indoor or have the indoor
Well,
capability.
the Anson is designed for a colder boat.
Okay.
Both levels are heated indoor.
Squad
And
3,
there's just a
7,
little
1.
spot on the top and bottom just to go out and hang out, but mostly it's indoors.
That's cool.
And you can open windows or whatever.
That's real cool.
Or air conditioning is better. We got that. And then Betsy, the bottom is closed in. It's just the top that has the open windows. We don't really serve food up there, but you can still go downstairs and eat.
You got a full bar?
Oh, yeah. Full bar and full menu. I'm the chef, so I cook
Oh,
all
you
that.
are.
nice.
Well, that's
So
what.
I'm doing barbecue and all that.
Well, awesome.
My claim to fame is the corned beef. You got to come on a Friday or Tuesday night. Once we get started, you'll see sunset dinner.
Yeah.
Come on my sunset dinner cruise and check out my corned beef.
I will do that.
Very cool.
Do they have like open?
House.
Could they have open nights so you can anybody can come on, or is it always a rental?
That's what we call our public sightseeing cruise,
Okay.
and that's 90 minutes, and it's like our cheapest offering, And
Okay.
you can buy those day of if there's any open.
You can.
Obviously online is the way to go.
So you don't have to have a group if you want to get on.
Right, riverrides.com.
Traffic, did you want a second?
Riverrides.com. All right. You're the man. What's your first name?
My name's John. I want to give you my card. You can.
Great. Well, I'll have you know that you just filled in about 8,000 people on
Live on Patrol.
on patrol.
Oh,
on
We're
what's going on.
broadcasting.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant.
And you
Thank
did a nice job. You did a great job.
We ran
cool.
into the right guy
Yeah.
to be a spokesperson for
The
the paddle
chef. The chef.
Oh.
Did you ever see that movie where the chef is who was that guy that played the chef?
Oh, Bradley Cooper.
No, the master arts, the arts guy, martial arts guy. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is the chef.
On the boat.
The chef
Yeah.
on the boat. That's you.
It's a lot of fun. I've been here 7 years now. It's a dream job. I still have my only wounds is the pinching. From
Waking yourself up?
Still here, you know.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for the lessons.
Thank you for what you're doing too.
Hey,
Well,
thank you, John.
We'll try to keep you safe.
Good day.
All right,
You
you
do
too.
the
Thanks
same.
a lot. Appreciate your time.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Likewise.
4362.
Well, that was
What?
nice.
And we run into the right guy to ask our
Jesus,
questions.
you just never know.
Got 2 plates for you.
You never know who's going to have the answers.
373.
You just never know.
Second's going to be Noro William John 767.
Copy.
I'm going to turn around here shortly and go
When-
back.
when
But
you-
there's the Mississippi River there. You see how beautiful that is up there? Starts about 150 miles north.
A little choppy today.
Yeah?
Traffic 1640.
You don't think I'm going to sink in that grass, do you? Well, I'll just turn here.
Yeah, there you go. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
When you drive back out, go a little bit past the paddle ford.
Yeah.
Every time I'm down here, I see something I never noticed before. I've got to ask you what a building on the other side of the river is.
Okay.
In fact, you can see it from right here. The one with the pilings across there. What is that?
Well, I think that's, I don't know. I think it used to be a grain elevator, but it looks like it's been converted, right? I can't say. There used to be grain elevators there, but now it looks like someone's living in there.
What a cool spot to have a condo.
Yeah. Yeah. Grain elevators. I don't know the answer to that. Someone our backseaters might.
You know, that good point. Somebody said, you guys keep running into the right guy. We ran into this guy today. We ran into the marketing guy from the zoo.
Oh, that was funny. Hang on one second. Hey, Randy, can I call you back? Can you hear me? What the heck? Well, I have a reporter calling me, folks, and obviously I'm not going to talk to him while we're live. But, go ahead, what you were saying about we run into the right guy.
Yeah, John here, the guy out at the zoo.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Somebody said that's a restaurant over there.
Well, maybe on a lower level, huh? I not. Oh,
Well, certainly not the elevator, but
well, it says something up there. Well, first of all, I just want to get a picture of downtown St. Paul along the river. It's hard to imagine all the history that goes in there.
3-1 Tango.
See that gray wall? It's all been pulled down, but that was where
381
the
Tango.
sheriff's jail used to be, right by the bridge over there was a jail, and then it was West Publishing. Dwight Opperman and John Nassif built an amazing empire there at West Publishing, and they had 5 different buildings, maybe 6 or 7, and eventually they moved out to Egan, West Publishing in Egan.
mm-hmm.
But the city's still trying to figure out how to leverage that space, or the county, I should say, because West Publishing gave their location to the county for $1. So Still a work in progress over there.
Squad with this might actually be 1328 Dale checking on caller's mom who texted something about saying being possibly under the influence of 1700 EOT Squad 238.
Hey, I'm in the middle of something, but are you on deadline or can I call you later?
272, whoever is logged in.
That's really weird.
Okay, then you okay?
3927.
Yeah, you got to get some new technology at the Star Tribune. Hey, I'm in the middle of something. Are you on deadline or can I call you back in an hour or so?
2361 checking status.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Copy, customer.
Copy, any other cars?
So that is our river.
2363 Tango ready.
Copy.
Look at all those big pieces of wood that have floated down there.
Wow.
Pat. A lot of wood. Our water patrol will be coming out here soon. We will get you a ride. I promise you this year. We'll go live on patrol on the Mississippi River. Plan on it with Commander Eric Brott, Deputy Jeremy Bolin. Of course, it's Raspberry Island where we occasionally run into street racers. The sun's starting to come out.
That is good. The lack of sun has been getting me a little bit.
37. 39.
2714.
44. 45.
We copied the update on the call. We will need 10
55.
But those are smaller boats that we paddle boats for parties on Mississippi. There are other ones that come to the other side of the river. I wish I remember what the landing was. The Water Patrol unit's gonna give me grief for forgetting the name of the landing. That actually go all the way down to New Orleans. You can imagine, you can take trips to St. Louis or New Orleans on the Mississippi River.
378 Tango.
It's an educational experience to go there. Where Mark Twain, by the banks of Mark Twain.
Absolutely.
These are the West Side Flats. Someone could help me. I know flats is an English word, but how do you think they got that name, flats, for apartments? It's my flat.
Good question.
Flat. Someone could look it up and tell us. Flat.
Yeah, where does the term flat for apartment derive from?
That's a pretty picture, isn't it?
Lampert Landing.
Lampert Landing, yeah, that's what that is.
Thanks,
you.
Mike.
Lampert Landing.
And the others who answered, thank you all.
David Froenschwal, I think, paid for all the flag poles and the flags that go on this bridge.
Huh.
The flags will be up shortly. See all those poles up there?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice look. The Intercontinental St. Paul Riverfront. We have all the radios on, folks, so You're just going to have to put up with your tour guides.
You're hearing everything going on in Ramsey County, just like we are. In Old English, it is flet, F-L-E-T-T, flat, one level. To flat derives from a Germanic word for floor and has the same origin as the meaning of the word flat.
Okay. So maybe it's the one level concept, right?
It comes from Old English flet, meaning floor, hall, house, and related to flat.
Twin Cities Public Television, TPT, KTCA, home of Almanac, a lot of other great programming. I do appreciate them keeping tabs on what's going on at the legislature.
375 Tango, go.
Will be clear, you can send us that 911 hang up.
375 Tango, copy that. 376 Tango.
Head back over to the east side for a while.
Why not?
Sure noticed a lot of Dodge Durangos, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Copy, it's going to be 1891 East 7,
I had a few
28
red lights
meters.
on there in the back, so
Oh,
Not accepted calls, possibly smoke front.
yeah, it wasn't intentional, but
it did keep people from tailgating.
there is that.
375 Tango received.
I took a video of an ice cream truck the other day. Oh, you were with me, weren't you?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, when we found that stolen kid that we chased.
277.
Oh, you did, huh?
When we drove by, yeah, you don't remember me taking
No, I don't.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I want to show you my new squad. New squad. What's going on here? Might have the wrong one. There's a lot of wires in this car, Pat. Have you noticed?
Yeah, I sure have.
I don't know if that's right. Yeah. Now we got music to play
There you go.
whenever we want to. I don't think that's copyrighted.
We can sneak up on them. Play that over the PA and sneak right up on them.
Yeah, we were out looking for an auto thief. We went by the ice cream truck. I grabbed a video of it. Maybe we'll just start with that music.
Very befitting.
I don't know who this guy is that keeps calling me. All right, hang on a second. Mute that for 1 second. So I just want to know, this is the important thing. I know when you go to you posted that picture of you and your friends at the Sherwood, right?
Yep, and my children. Yep.
Yep, it was a great picture. Sorry I wasn't there. Needed plausible deniability for anything that went wrong.
No, none needed. None needed. It was a fantastic night.
And
from a previous call.
but actually, I might even drive down to Swede Hollow today. Now that we're talking about it, because what happened last night was Washington County chased that stolen into St. Paul off of 61 and Wilson. You know,
Yep.
third down there where third and Etna, and then they chased it up here. Kids are getting home from school. So I think it actually came back across Johnson Parkway on Wilson, which we just passed. Hi! How's it going?
Hi.
Well, thank you.
You're doing good.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, you guys.
Pinewood Court. Coded as a DLC.
That was nice.
Caller advising a male party outside in a maroon Subaru Baja in the cul-de-sac refusing to leave.
I think I might hit that boulder if I go any further.
The
Yeah.
has told the cop that he owns a gun unknown if he has it with him. It's an ongoing issue of this person showing up. Served as a white male, 21, 5'10", 200
Is that
pounds.
up there?
Huh?
Is that up there?
Yeah, Central. So
1656.
remember, Earl Street here is 1060 East. So they came in, I don't know if it was Wilson, Conway, 3rd. They came in from Highway 61. And actually, he got out of the car, ran on foot down the alley, and ran back to the car before the squads were able to get to the car. Which, I don't know, it would be nice to interview some of these suspects to get their logic, right?
Yeah, really.
Okay, I'm running. Oh, well, this isn't working. Maybe I'll go back to the car.
Didn't work out too well for him.
No. But I don't think we've actually... Pull out your history book. Start Googling Swede Hollow, St. Paul, because there's a fascinating history. Maybe I've talked about it before, but Swede Hollow was virtually the place that all immigrant families came. So here's Fremont here. He was in the alley here between Fremont and 4th, I think. And he was running, and then ended up going back to the car, jumping in the car, and then taking off again. Which is kind of funny when you think about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen a lot. Helicopter was up with the infrared FLIR.
Yeah, I'll get that.
All right, thank you, Pat. You're going to get a chance to see Mr. Camouflage, George Clooney. You want me to turn the lights on and make you look younger?
You're funny.
So pull out your maps. If you got a map, it's kind of interesting because most people have never been down to Swede Hollow, and Swede Hollow is an area. There used to be a creek. Actually, it was originally Phelan Creek that flowed from Lake Phelan down through Swede Hollow and then eventually back
Negative all.
into the Mississippi River.
8195.
So Anyhow, suspect got back in his car. Took
Going to
off.
get a phone call on a fraud.
It went down 7th Street. We'll go down there in a minute. Here, we'll just make sure we get back.
8195 copy.
Hold on.
Back on the mini,
1659.
Oh, she was smiling. She that was a birthday smile. She knew it was you.
And that is Swede Hollow, like a person from Sweden.
Yes.
Swede Hollow.
And what happened is every immigrant community, whether it was the Italians, the Polish, or the Swedes, as they moved to St. Paul, if they wanted to have a landing place or a place that they could start out while they went and looked for a job, they would end up staying in the shanties and the small houses along in Swede Hollow.
Send me that. I'm calling.
And there's a book on it. Actually, the legislator here, Steve, I'm surprised I don't remember his name. The readers remember. I want to say Turnbull, but it's not Turnbull. Steve, he wrote a book on it. And I got the book, and I want to thank him for writing that on how all the immigrant communities. And it's important to think about this because this is the way immigration worked historically. Is you'd have to go to some place that you could afford, which in Swede Hollow was essentially you would take over someone else's shanty that left. So it wasn't very expensive, but
395 Indike.
I'm going to show you where the car ended up at the top of Swede Hollow. We can't get in there from there. But Whirlpool is right up the street here, a massive corporation. As people would migrate here, there were businesses that were looking for employees. And there was always another wave of, people coming here from Italy, Poland, Germany, Sweden. And
no suite number provided.
If you
the
look,
caller was
in the history books of the type of living conditions that people endured while they would get jobs, is pretty amazing.
And Whirlpool was a long time huge employer.
Clear.
So we're up on top of the hill. This is a little park on the, like I said, pull up your map. We'll go to Payne and 7th, and then look at
And there's the sign for Swede Hollow Park.
That's for the top, Swede Hollow Park. And
are all the businesses closed there?
right here, you're going to see Murray. We're coming up on Murray Street.
There you go. Are all the businesses closed there?
Greenbrier and Delwood, and this is Murray. And this is right here is where the car was ditched. Right here on Murray Street. And people that know the east side know that there is a staircase down into Swede Hollow.
Right there in front of us.
Right there in front of us. Now we're way, hopefully we won't go off the edge, Pat. All right, there's the staircase down to Swede Hollow. And this is from the top of the bluff here, and that's where the suspect ran, down that staircase. People love walking this. Not looking good, Pat? What do you think?
Oh, good on this side.
And 383 Tango.
So we're at Maury and Bates. This is Maury. This is about the only length of the street, like 2 or 3 blocks. So we're going to take you inside Swede Hollow. We'll show you where the squads went in. The squads were radioing the helicopter to let them know
Officer Antonich.
where to go.
251 Mariah, number 8. Tom was checking on her client in apartment 7. Upon leaving, she noticed
Actually,
there were
if you ever
people
ride
in a
bikes,
vacant apartment. Tom saw a male and a female.
it's a great place to ride your bikes.
40-minute time delay.
Connects to the trail that runs along Phelan Parkway by the old not Schmidt, but Ham's Brewery. It's just a great place to take your bike. And I'll say this, it's even better with an electric bike. Hey, speaking of, did you see Chris Thayer's birthday piece for you that compared you and your dad?
I did. That was
special.
really, really cool.
That was really cool. So
I actually posted it on my own Facebook page.
You
It
did.
was so cool.
That was cool. That was real. Thanks, Chris, for that birthday. Pat Scott and Ray Scott.
Yeah, it was really cool when he superimposed my face on different scenes my dad was in throughout his career.
Didn't have to change much.
5283.
I have a little less hair and more hair on my face. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
5283, 2401 Fairview Avenue. Caller
Special.
66-year-old female chest pain should be located in the parking lot in 2006 Buick LaCrosse, silver in color. 1706.
Yeah, I did like the kickoff of me in the swaddling blanket with the little kid's beanie on, with my current face with beard on and glasses on. That was hilarious.
Yeah, he does amazing work. All right, so we are going to take you inside Swede Hollow.
On the Bruce Vento Trail.
Yep, this is a walking/biking path. And also authorized vehicles such as our own. And first we're going to start by going underneath the 7th Street Bridge. And Bruce Vento was a fine congressman that served our district here before Betty McCollum for many, many years. And he was responsible for lots of environmental money and stuff coming for the St. Croix River and other bike paths, etc. So I don't know. So we're underneath this bridge. This bridge has got to be, geez, that's old, man.
Very old.
So on the radio, the St. Paul, if you're looking at your map of Swede Hollow, if you pulled it up, you'll see there's a path that goes to the right and a path that goes to the left. I know from being here a few times that the path on the left is generally firmer in case there's water issues. But the officers radioed, they said, hey, which way do we go? And he said well, first he was on the path on the east side of the creek. And then he went across the creek to the west side. There's a creek down there. We're going to drive on both. But isn't this amazing? And in the summertime when the trees are in full bloom here.
Mm-hmm.
It's
amazing. Beautiful.
And actually, right to our left here is where Director Kyle Meestead used to live in one of these.
Really?
Brownstone apartments up there.
Oh yeah.
Right up there.
Right across from the Music Cafe.
Correct.
Yep.
Nobody's really enjoying it yet because it's 33 degrees and sleet. It's 33.
Not an enjoyable walk or bike ride today.
But back to history. When you finally got a job and you had enough money, you would attempt to move above the hill, out of the hollow, and above, and you would try to get a house up there with plumbing.
171. Now it doesn't.
For those of you from the south, hollow is the same as a holler.
911.
That's not good.
No.
17123.
So there's another entrance right here off near Payne and Bedford. And it's small enough, but we actually do drive through that entrance. We're not going to do that today, but we can drive up there and exit if we have to. And then there's a path that goes by the old Ham's Brewery. And the Ham's Brewery had springs in the water here. They would
County 2756, 1023 at Revue.
Yep.
They would capture spring water here, and quite often the excess unused water would become part of the creek as well.
5284.
And you can see this is not what the St. Paul Brewery. There still is a small
on the
brewery.
asphalt at Revue, there's car 50. It is not
An 85-year-old female person that's called and is stating that
It's not what?
she does not have
Not a
powers
shooting.
of assistance. I don't know if it's a medical
They
situation.
initially thought it was
or
a
if
shooting.
It has to do with electricity.
I hope she did.
10688.
Jump from 6.
Repeat that last.
Hey, for copy.
It's not a shooting.
1711.
106 has been confirmed that it is not a shooting.
So we drove up on the west side of the creek.
171.
I'm not going to pretend to have all that history in my brain. But
Little piece of trivia though. My dad did Ham's beer commercials for many, many years.
absolutely. And I remember them.
Ham's, the beer refreshing
Got to get the drums going.
from the land of sky blue waters.
Thank you. 1711.
Copy 371 Tango. 371 Tango 375. Tom says 3 or 4 other customers are attacking her by telling her to leave the store.
Steve Trimble. That's who it was. Steve Trimble. He was a legislator over here. And he has a book out on Swede Hollow. And I highly recommend it if you're ever interested in the history of this area. Legislator Steve Trimble did a great job. I don't know. I like this kind of history.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you got a little niche that hasn't been developed.
171.
Right.
That's the beauty of it.
Still get 1045.
So,
we are part of a town with a really fascinating history.
Clear squats report.
So
Copy, sir.
I'm going to show you where the stairwell. Remember up above, we're probably down what?
170 Tango. Do
I don't know.
need barriers on scene?
120 feet,
Yeah, I would guess so.
maybe more.
171. If we have something black the body, we'll appreciate it.
A little eruption in the blacktop.
Like a science project. Make a volcano.
186 Tango 171. We're going to need.
See how the water is. Sometimes this path gets flooded out over here and eroded because of the there's more water on this side coming down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the running water right
And
here.
there's a duck.
Are you already? Did you already leave West Team?
Somebody's got some babies with them. They're actually swimming.
Huh.
Oh my, oh my.
106. You copy.
It's cold out there, Pat.
Yeah, it is.
Have you noticed?
Yeah, I have.
So I do some biking down here in St. Paul. Start out around Phelan, come down Phelan Parkway there from the lake, and from Johnson Parkway to Phelan.
People inside the address. Told her to pick up the money. Did you send me a number for contractor? And then goes to the store and mine's your money.
29, copy.
St. Anthony Pascal. Mike Ed will pop up.
Yeah, I must have drove past the staircase.
Copy.
375 Tango, copy.
Because we're back up to 7th Street. In front of you, that's the edge of 7th Street. Up there.
5281.
1714. I called Caribou on the DOC. They said nothing is going on up there. They weren't even aware of anything. You can clear this in our jacket.
375 Tango, copy.
1714.
So we're going back out. All these bridges are historic. It's pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
gift cards, but maybe we'll help this guy out with one or two. Huh? It looks like he's doing the best he can.
Could use a hand.
Hey, partner, I got a couple gift cards here for you. Here's a White Castle. You know where that is? Up on Rice Street, right? $15.
Oh, sure.
And here's a. I don't know if you make it to Target on Uni, but there's a couple Target ones.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Thank you, backseaters, for making that possible. A lot of homeless people living down in that area periodically. Ones that don't want to stay in shelters.
Hey, boss, you here. We're actually going upstairs and also secure that.
It looks like, it sounds like they're going to secure the apartment.
That she maybe did jump or got pushed. Just never know. But Alex is there. He got there first to the victim on the ground. So there's your tour for this Thursday.
There it is.
Swede Hollow.
I love the spots that you take me and the backseaters to. Always learn something new every time.
Well, it's nice of you to say that. But you've got more history in your brain than I do. Just keep throwing it out there. Patrick J.
Well, that sun was peeking out for a little bit. Looks like it went and hit again.
Well, this is why we work Fridays.
53 front. Copy.
It's nice to have a break from the...
They're building some apartments here, and they're going to call them the Hollows. 520
go.
Payne.
And these are the brownstones you were talking
Yeah,
about?
that Kyle lived in.
Very, very nice places.
2363 Tango, 2361.
But different immigrant communities kind of found their way to different parts of St. Paul. And of course, the Italian community.
County Road B2 East at Roseville Area Middle School. We got a safety app on a phone trigger for
Was a major part of the east side.
GPS-based alarm. We did attempt to make contact with the.
That's why you're looking at Urusso's Italian restaurant there. It's been there since 1933. And behind us, of course, Pat's got his head back there because that's a renowned institution, right?
Oh, Morelli's liquor store and Italian market.
Italian market.
And let me tell you, you can pick up a really good steak in there. In fact, I won a couple of their T-bones in a meat raffle a couple weeks ago. One of the best steaks I've made at home in a long time.
Hand-cut steaks and chops.
Yep.
It's an old-fashioned meat market operated since 1915 right here. So I say people, when they got successful, they would try to invest in their little neighborhood, and that family's been investing in there for 107 years, the Morellis. Great family, by the way. I know a number of them. Really great people. Along with Freddie Urusso over there, Urusso's.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta go there for lunch. We gotta take Tommy Arnold over to Urusso's. There's a little buffet.
Here's a plan.
The weather does tend to hamper activity, though, huh?
Yes, it does. It's nice that the cops get to have a little bit of a breather. You know?
Our cat team needed a break. Big break.
They put in quite a hard week.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow night, we're going to try to start a little earlier again. We always try.
No guarantees.
And I do want to say that, you know, we do have other responsibilities during the week that make it difficult to get too many hours in the squad. So up on the right there is that Ham's Brewery. That's the same building we were down below in the hollow a few minutes ago. It is a little bit strange, you know. It's funny when you think about it. Is you're up here in civilization, and obviously we only saw one person down below, but how quickly you can go from being in the middle of civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this street if you ever want to do this yourself. This is Payne and Preble, and I mentioned Beaumont. Payne, turn on Beaumont there, and so you're in the middle of all this interesting stuff, and suddenly,
106 LPO.
Suddenly, without warning, you go on in. Now, a lot of people would think we're not going to make it, right?
I have no doubt that you can make it.
Well, I'm only going to make it because I know I've done it a few times. There you are. Sorry to bother you. How's it going? There you have it. We're back. I mean, isn't it... how are you? Here, I got 2 gift cards for Target.
Okay.
Target.
Okay. I go condition on food bag. Yeah.
1699 registers to a 2008 blue Chevy Malibu to 645 Barrington for Veronica from Monero.
Now, so...
Thank you.
But it's kind of like a portal to a different time.
42 miles to the
Right?
area right
Yep.
Copyright.
A portal to a different time. That's one of the 3 ways to get in there. Under the bridge, down the path, the walking, the... How's it going? Thanks for watching. I know, thank you, yeah. Stay warm. Stay warm. How's everything? Did you see us when we were down below earlier? Yeah. Yeah, they were chasing a stolen. A guy ran down. He parked up on the top of the hill, ran down there, and they caught him, which was good. We wanted to get that car back, so. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you later. Thank you.
378 Tango.
We talked to him last year when that
Yep.
one suspect fled from the officers.
Yep. Nice man.
Yes, very much so.
365 South Winthrop. 378 for an alarm. Audible general periphery.
And no, you cannot take a private vehicle down on those paths. It's just
But bicycles.
bicycles can, even an electric bicycle.
375 Tango.
But they are an area worthy of not just seeing, but patrolling.
Yeah. And exploring.
Copy 378.
Pretend you're Dora the Explorer.
Clear.
Swiper, no swiping.
Beth, shout out to your dad, who's a retired Minnesota State Trooper. It's his 86th birthday today. very sorry to hear you tested positive for COVID. You'll be in our prayers.
Hopefully it's a weaker version. We had a couple people in our office catch it too, but they don't seem to be hospitalized, you know.
That's good.
5951.
25 Tango to 171. You have any other tangos with you up there?
162 Tango, we're going to be in the apartment.
I don't know if
5951. I
that's...
copy the head checking your status.
I sure pray to God that she didn't jump 6th floor, but
Just trying to be sure.
sounds like they're thinking she fell from there, whether she jumped or got pushed or accidentally.
2363 Tango.
I don't know if my friend John Gutzman is listening from public housing, or if you know him,
What is the missing person?
let him know that there's an incident at Ravoon.
To make a report on our daughter who left to us most recently.
Facts are yet unknown.
Does have a history of schizophrenia and left in a white 2012 RAV4.
But you can be sure they will figure it out.
2363 Tango, Gavin.
1926.
Payne Avenue. But this Salvation Army here does an amazing job. Both this one on the east side and the one down on West 7th Street. They've been working with our youth program too to help us with some space issues.
Oh, nice.
Wisconsin. David Lincoln, David 638.
Looking at Lincoln Place at 1729.
680 start 4304. Close.
So we want you to have a great Easter,
Copy, and
and
Little
we
Canada.
do not want you to be overtired because of watching us tomorrow night. So we might go a little shorter. We might start a little earlier, go a little shorter. It's Good Friday tomorrow, of course. And but the worst thing you can do is be exhausted on Easter weekend.
And I've actually gotten quite a few messages from backseaters who have stated that a part of their Lent has been giving up social media for the duration of Lent.
So they watch YouTube instead?
So they haven't.
We'll be doing a transport from Regents to the LEC.
So they haven't been watching?
995.
They haven't been watching, but they will be as soon as Lent is over.
375 Tango.
Interesting.
Copy.
The north door of this office is open.
Well,
Copy, north door open.
everybody's got something they could give up, I guess. But
Checking the interior here.
Captain, you want the air?
We do not need the air.
turn it up a little bit. Something on the east side, huh?
Yep.
5281.
Did he not transmit or what?
He said he did not need the air.
Okay.
Party fire alarm to the next contender of Charlie. Coming as quarter smoke alarm.
This is Alpha 171. Where can I?
It was a tango squad, wasn't it?
Four. Three, 8, 1, take. Tango.
Sorry.
381 Tango.
6-7. Sorry about that. 1476 Burns. DOP. Suspect not on scene.
They should have stopped for those kids, but they didn't look like they were sure they were going to cross. But my apologies for not stopping.
Building is clear, and can we get a hold of a key holder, please?
Yeah, it was an alarm call with an open door.
About 526 Tango, 537 Tango.
Copy. Do you need them to respond to secure the door?
Disorderly, 26 West 10th Street for a party in a cubbyhole on the Skyway level doing drugs, apparently.
That's correct.
Okay.
Well, we're going to stay out here for another 10 minutes or so, and then you can see the blowing and winding snow, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully at 8:11. If you didn't get a chance to watch the office version, please do. It's on Facebook. And if you want to be sure, if you watch us on YouTube and you want to be sure when we come on, just in the lower right, hover on there and subscribe to YouTube. Then you'll know exactly, you'll get notified exactly when we come on tomorrow night.
And tap that notification bell. There's that sunshine again, peeking through.
A lot of you tell us how you don't live here, you live in a different state, but you love seeing your old home turf. And we like to hear that, we appreciate that.
Very much.
I was saying to Pat the other day when we were working on something else, I said, I need to travel more to add some more memories to my brain. Because I was born here.
Mm-hmm.
Never really got outside of the circle of Ramsey County.
Except for Disney World.
Well, there is that. Yeah, some people are making fun of me for the Disney World. I do not have a Disney World tattoo on, by the way. You know, in my heart I do, but not on my skin. I know there's controversy all around Disney World, but all I'll say is when I go there, I feel like I'm having fun.
That's what matters.
I just feel like
bottom line.
My grandkids are having fun. I'm having fun. Everybody's having fun. And every once in a while, you deserve that.
That's right.
Doesn't come along very often.
I saw that. I even had a tattoo applied to me on that one.
2548.
I've never, by the way, I do not have any tattoos. I'm not from the tattoo era. My son Kyle was. And
691 code 4.
I guess there's a story about the Minnesota prisons hiring a tattoo trainer. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. I guess Lindsey Brown put it the best when she was through with the story yesterday, when she said, I guess there'll be a lot more conversation about that.
I would think so.
Apparently, and I don't know the pros and cons. The story was on Channel 5 News when they're going to hire an instructor to teach tattooing in the Minnesota prisons. And I assume the instructor is going to do tattoos for a while. But the concept is to train other people that are in prison to be tattoo artists, to give them an occupation. And the second concept there is to give inmates something else in the art field, you know.
Right.
And apparently the illegal tattoos, I don't know how they get illegal tattoos in the jail, but some people are getting infected and catching other diseases. So the theory is that having professional tattoos put on by trained inmates will result in a better health environment and eventually save money. That was Paul Schnell's argument. But I got to process that concept for a minute. I guess a lot of it depends on what the tattoos say. I mean, for instance, if they would start out training them by putting "Love the Police,"
all for it,
or Live on Patrol, LOP.
162
Now, if it's an anti-Aaron Rodgers tattoo,
Maybe not.
Can we have this
so I don't know. But you can't edit a person's tattoo. They have a right to have whatever they want, right?
I guess.
I think I always told my kids it's nowadays you can remove them, but it's pretty tough. It's a permanent first image. I always said you only get one chance to make a first impression. You gotta, and if it's a smiley face, great. Kyle had a smiley face on his foot, which wasn't too bad. People looked at it and it brought a smile to their face, right?
Right.
So, yeah, the old smiley face on the foot. And now I'm gonna, like Lindsey Brown said, yes, there'll be more conversation, but not here in Live on Patrol.
There you go.
You got one tattoo.
I have one tattoo right there on my wrist.
You and Trish?
Yep.
Yep.
I've got her signature.
Yep.
Forever inside my
And that's a classy
memorial
tattoo.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a classy tattoo.
Thank you. I guess North Dakota's getting hammered with snow.
Yeah, my daughter actually lives, in Grand Forks.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And they were going to come down. We have some other issues, but it was going to be a hell of a drive for the first few miles. Interstate 29 there, which is right into the North Dakota past the border, was closed for a couple days because of the blowing. Not just the snow; they get so much blowing that it blinds the visibility.
Unknown which side she was yelled at.
That
by
one's
a
on
female
good because
driving
it's
by
amazingly
the
quiet on the east
suspect
side.
Yeah,
village
very.
GOA.
1757. You took the alarm 5505 Cottage Avenue. It'll be residential covering patio door. There's a squad to assist.
6-1, I can advise you now.
Copy.
Well, I think we stayed out till the sun came out, so you can see the.
Yeah.
What's your official squad there, Pat? What are you driving? What kind of car do you drive?
Ford Fusion.
Fusion.
371's about 2 blocks out.
Where's that at? That's another car.
Traffic stop at 1055 Payne at the Dollar General store.
Okay, yeah, thanks. A little far from that. Squad was calling for a backup on Payne Avenue, but we're over on White Bear Avenue now, so we're not really available to back them up. There's another squad just got there.
Total of 4 officers on scene, 2 seasoned officers, and 2 officers out of this last academy. Good memory, Caleb. Video update used to be at 1055 Payne. Back in those good old days of
Blockbuster.
and
Yep. A lot of different things have changed, huh? We should make a list of all the technologies that changes we've lived through.
no kidding.
That would be interesting. Starting with changing my own spark plugs on a 1964 Chevy.
Getting the gap just right.
Oh, camp it, yeah. It's fun to learn new technologies, though. I mean, it's clear that every 2 years there's a doubling in the technology in terms of battery life,
378
memory
Tango,
life,
371
etc.
Tango, check the status.
So you got to kind of stay up on top of these new emerging technologies.
370 Tango, we're still working. Copy that.
Everybody thought the BlackBerry was the end goal of all. You know?
Code 4.
Yeah, really.
40.
Remember one of the a few films into the James Bond series. Whoever was portraying James Bond in that particular movie was asked the time.
Yeah.
And he pulled the sleeve of his debonair sport coat up.
Yep.
And there the time was on a watch, digital.
Ooh.
And everybody was like astounded, had never seen anything like that before.
Right.
And a digital watch back then cost $800 to $1,000 when they first came out.
Right.
And I can get it at Walgreens for about $8.
Well, remember those calculators? When I was at Hamlin, those Texas Instrument calculators cost, I mean, a couple $100 to be able to do sine and cosine.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 years later, they were $5.
That's something.
But nothing can outdo Dick Tracy's talking watch, though, right?
Right.
From the 1940s or what?
Yeah.
Calling Dick Tracy. Yeah, as soon as this snow breaks, we're all going to have to go out and pick up garbage in our neighborhoods. There's a lot of... Oh, is there a plate?
Go ahead. No, we're good.
Sorry.
I got it wrong.
2369, checking 12 status.
Hasn't been much going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Copy.
Three Tango.
383 Tango.
I can't hardly not look down that street,
Huh.
even though I know we're over one, and not think of what.
White Ray.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that was White Ray. Yeah, when we chased him. That's true. But I was thinking of Vinny. Was a little further up.
Speaking.
Vincent Lindsay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And call upon arrival so she can step out. She doesn't want to scare the kids.
Yeah, White Ray.
He called us everything but nice.
383 Tango, copy. Do we Burmese?
Check the other district. Is there a Burmese speaking officer in East?
Checking channel 2 for a Burmese speaker.
Is he going to let you in or what? Are you all right? Right here? All right. What? No, we just I saw her standing by the car, not getting in. So you got to lock.
Yeah, 3 Tango negative.
Copy, thank you.
Okay, that's good. Sorry about that. How old's your baby? Let's just peek at him, huh? Is the car running? Oh, there's heat in there anyhow, huh?
There's one next to his left floor. Windows and
He looks smiling. You gotta make faces at him, make him smile, right?
Hey Jim, can you take
Video.
a quick second?
Peekaboo.
You tried all the other stuff, huh?
2361, check your status.
Did they say how long they would be? Yeah, we could call a squad that has an opener, but the locksmith can probably do it better than we can, you know. Hi.
On 511, CJ4.
You want me to call an off, or did you call locksmith? Are they coming?
I gave him my daughter number because she was right in the front. Hello.
She called me. I'm like, thank you. He said, I don't care who come. If you called already, that's good. Because he said 15 minutes when he first called, so they shouldn't pick up with him.
Well, 3, right? Yeah. Everything's else good.
Yep.
We're going to see if we can get an officer to come by.
2755.
2755.
Is there any squad that might have a Slim Jim they could drop off to us at
Or other car.
Sam's Dairy?
We got a 1-year-old.
We've got a 1-year-old locked in the car.
Yeah, they'll send a squad for a 1-year-old.
Any squad with that?
They have the tools.
Yeah.
Is somebody looking for
He said he's 10 minutes away.
an unlocked kit?
Affirmative 533. They're at Sam's Dairy with a 1-year-old locked in a kit, a car.
I'll be around for one.
Copy that.
2755 copy. Thank you. We'll be standing by.
Our inflate bag is broken.
Oh, that's right.
So we'll get you help, bud. You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm so scared.
We're going to get you in there.
You'll be all right. The worst case scenario is if you leave your keys in your car and somebody steals your car with your baby, huh? That's happened a couple times.
Right?
All right? That's the worst.
That's why I can't stand right here. They keep trying to make me go in the store, get in the car, no.
Well, I saw you standing there. That's why I pulled over.
Thank you.
That's a little unusual. I thought your boyfriend wasn't letting you in, but it's your real boyfriend.
Right?
In there. We'll get you some, but we got somebody coming too. If the locksmith gets here first, great. If he doesn't, we'll just...
I copy. Thanks for 1749.
Copy 1 in custody of 1749. Sorry, copy. Took the phone call for SCP at 1749.
So I'll tell you what, we're going to stay here. We're going to make sure this young lady gets her little 1-year-old out of the back seat. We got St. Paul on the way with the car door opener, and there's also a commercial car opener guy, that locksmith coming, but we're not sure how long it's going to take. But the little baby looks cute as he's awake, but he's comfortable. The car is running. There's heat.
And I noticed you made the baby smile.
Well, I'm not George Clooney, but I know how to. So we're going to sign off. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:11 or so, if you don't mind.
All right. Thanks for being with us, folks.